Hey guys, welcome to the 3 of 30 days video editing challenge. We've talked about the interface of CapCut, how CapCut works and all that. And later on, we are going to look at this audio section. By tomorrow, we are going to dive deep into video editing. But currently, let's look at tests. You have to be very good when it comes to tests. So let's work with some tests and some animations with tests today. So under my test, you can also apply this to your mobile app. I told you the main reason I'm using my desktop version is because of flexibility, right? And so whatever I'm applying here, you can also do same on your mobile version. So this is my test. We have different test transitions here. We have on this part, we have the auto caption, local caption. This auto caption is one of the best thing. It's one of the main reasons I use CapCut, right? And some other cool features. We are going to come down to this auto caption. We have local caption here generated, then this is where we are add text. And under this add text, we have different stuffs here. So what I use mainly, I make use of the lower third. I'm going to also explain this when we are working on editing full message, full videos, right? And also, I'm also going to explain this auto caption when we are doing short clips, right? Short clips that will go viral. How do you edit them and all that? So we have different size of text you can pick from. So once I click on Halloween, it brings the Halloween presets here. So I hardly use most of this stuff. I hardly use. So anyone you want to use, any of the sample you want to use, all you need to do is to download, right? You download them. So for advertisement, we have advertisements tests also. There are different tests and also wonderful effects and animation. So let's wait while it loads. So you can go through them. My network is a little bit funny. So let me go down to what we need for today. So let me click on Add Test, then let's use the base. You can click and drag to your workspace, or you click on the plus button. So this is my test. Under this part, you can click and drag from here. You can also reduce if you want to dial the length, how far do you want it to go. So this is my test, and I've also explained this screen, your different screen format. So under this part, this is where I'm going to impute my test. This is very simple when it comes to the mobile version. Very, very easy and straightforward. So let me quickly add my test here. Let's say challenge. Right, let me type. So there's this font I love. So this is where I type my stuff. So under the start, we have fonts. We have different fonts. If you are used to Microsoft or other parts, you can, the meaning of fonts. So we have different fonts you can go with here. And before you use any of the fonts, you have to download, right? I think that this fancy font is also really, really fancy. So there are different fonts we can use here. So anyone you feel like using, all you need to do is to download. As I said earlier, my network is a little bit down because of the rain. So I love using this. So in the course of this training, we are going to make use of Resolve more. Okay, I think this is ready. So this is just like a fancy font. So if you're writing something official, I won't advise you to go with this. But something playful, a playful video, you can go with a playful font. So you have to understand fonts and how to apply your font to videos. So outside the fonts, we have the font size. How do you increase your font size? Increase and also reduce. So that is that for that. Then we have the bold underline to underline your text. We have the italics to make it slant. So we have this to change your case. Default, this font is in uppercase by default. You can't change to lowercase. But what I type now is on lowercase. I can change this to uppercase if I want to. But once you change the font to something else, it will affect. And there are some fonts that by default are in lowercase. You can't change color. You can pick from here. You can also scroll from here to change your font. Just pick the one you want. Is straightforward also. Very, very straightforward. Okay, let's have this. So aside that, we have a spacing. Spacing, we have this. So we also have line spacing between words. Sorry, something like this. It will give space between two lines. So we have our alignment. Currently, the default alignment is middle. So we have align to left, align to the middle, then align to right. Then we also have this man here to change to this format. We have this. So let me go down to scale, then apply this. Instead of reducing my font size, I can also scale to fit, right? So we have this, we have this, we have this also. So you can also make use of any of these, right? Okay. So for scale, we have uniform scale. Do you want it to scale? If you don't want uniform scale, you can scale the height only, and then scale the width. but I love my uniform scale. Just leave me at my uniform scale. I love using the uniform scale. So that is that for that. So for position, you can adjust your test manually from here. If I use my mouse or my finger to adjust, my X value change, my Y value is still the same because I have not changed my Y value. So once I change my value to the top, it gives me this. Then rotation, I can also rotate my test. You can also do that manually by clicking on this man to rotate. So from this part, I can click and rotate from here. It depends on what you are also doing. All you need to do is to come down to your rotate and click on 0. So you can apply, you can rotate your test and all that. Let's look at more options. So let me convert this to my default position to 0. Okay. And also there are some other, once we get to keyframe, you can, there's a way you can rotate this test automatically for it to keep on rotating. So we'll get to that. So we have this alignment to align your test to this, middle, right, top, middle, and bottom. So let me take it back to the default position. Okay. So we have opacity. Opacity is to make your test data transparent. Okay, so this is fine. Then we have stroke. You can activate your stroke and change your stroke color. So CapCut have done so much work when it comes to tests and effects. They have really done so much work, and also applying your keyframes to them is easy. So let's come down to background. You can give your background a color. Let's give it very hot color. Then you can also, if you want to make the background transparent, you can reduce the transparency of your background. Then you want to make it round. The height of your background you can increase. Then the width, how wide do you want it? So 100%. So we have the offset, something like this, for Y and the X axis. So it all depends on what you want to achieve. Then we have the glow effects. You can apply glow effect to your test, something like this. You can also change your glow effects color if you want to increase the intensity of the glow. Then the range of the glow, you can also do that. So we have shadow. So let me deactivate the glow effects. Then to apply your shadow, you can just click on shadow. So on your own, you can play around this. So the shadow is currently black. You can increase the opacity of your shadow. Then the distance between your shadow and your test. Then if you want to make it blur, 100%. So that is that for the test effects. You can also change the angle of your shadow to take it up, down, and right. So we also have your template under test. We have test templates. So you can change the template of your test if you want to. Same thing with what we have under here. We also have them here. So the next part under this, I'm going to talk about animation. Animation is very important. Okay, I think I've changed the I think I just changed the template size where we have this. So my network is a little bit slow. That is why we don't have some of these displayed. So I can use this download, right? You have to download. So this one comes with its own animation. So once I play 30 days challenge, all that, you can also edit. So we are going to, let's adjust this. You can also come back to your basics to reduce the scale or the font size, anyone. So let's just scale it. So once I play now, let's see what we have. Something like this. So it's also nice using most of these tools. They're very nice. So we have some other effects you can apply, you can scale. Then let's go back to, let's work with animation. Let me apply my default test. Then we do some work on animation and we call it a day. So instead of typing, let me make use of this default test, right? So I'll come down to animation. It's loading. So under animation, we have typewriter. So once you apply it, we have something like this. And you can also determine the duration, how fast do you want it to be or how slow. So once I increase again, it becomes very, very slow. So that is the typewriter effect. Then we have the fading effects. I won't be able to go through all these effects. So we have something like this also, the type. Or any of the effects you want to use, you have to download. And I think we have some nice effects too on phone. I think phone version is really, really nice. It has more effects. So we have something like this. So, and also be mindful of how you apply your animations. Don't put animation all over your video so that your video will not look boring and childish. So we have this. We have the glitch effect also, something like this. So many people make use of this glitch effect. This glitch effect is nice. So if you're doing promo and all that, you can also make use of the glitch effect. We have the pop-up once you're up to pop-up. Then we have the show rights. We have the show up, something like this. Now, we are still going to do more design. So we have the in. This is the in we are doing so far. We have the out. So for the out, how do you want your text to leave the stage? So once I click on this, it means it's out. I click on this fade out. So we have the in, we have the out. So this is another fancy effects for Chrome effects. So let me apply. Let me play it. So we have the loop. The loop is another nice effect we can apply. Loop simply means continuous effect. If you watch the video I did recently on the video editing stuff, I make use of this scrolling. So if you want to use After Effects to do this, it might take some time. So we have this waving stuff, very, very nice. And I've used so many of these. We have something like this. Then we have, if you look at this video, the bottom part of this video, you will see something like this, the rotating text effect. So you can now determine the speed, how fast or how slow do you want it. Something like this. I use this. Okay, so that for tests. I'm also going to talk about this tracking when we go more into test effect and all that. I'm going to talk about this. So by tomorrow we'll edit our first video. Will I say our first video? Okay. Okay, by tomorrow we'll edit our first video and see how far we can go with it. I want us to complete this to become a pro before we even clock day 20. Yes, you should be able to edit a complete video before day 20. So this is not a rush class. Take your time, learn, go through CapCut and become a pro. So see you in the next class. Bye.